my bedroom. Cause I'm out there for you. Are you okay? Are you okay? I want to use my money to scatter your brain for you.
Welcome to yet another fun episode of the Nancy Isime Show. My name is Nancy Isime. And in case you haven't already guessed, well, it is my show. So I am your host, right? As you know, on this show, like we always say, it's about fun, and we're all about adding some brightness and some light into your life. Of course, with our celebrity interviews, with our game section, and with our What Up Nancy segment. But before we do so, please let me go on this short break. And when I come back, the show begins.
It's gonna be a good time. Nancy Isime Show. Celebrities and all the fun stuff.
Welcome back to the Nancy Isime Show. As you know, it's a What's Up Nancy segment where I get to know what's up with my people who watch, who want to know our opinion on various things. Well, first off, we have an email from Mr. Ejiro. He says, "What's up, Nancy? I'm Ejiro from Akwa Ibom. My 17-year-old daughter just introduced her boyfriend to me. At what age would you be okay for your daughter to introduce a man home?" Age 158. But that's not my turn to talk yet. Let's find out what the street has to say.
For my own thought on what age can one allow or will accept his or her daughter bringing a man or maybe introducing a man, I believe a relationship or marriage is not about age, it's a thing of maturity. If my daughter is matured enough that can handle issue of relationship, I won't object to that. After all, it's a process. If it's under 18, no.
If you say the time my daughter will be able to, life is all about priority, doing the right thing at the right time. If she has studied, she has finished university, yes, it's the only normal thing is to look forward to a relationship while she's working. Yes, by that time she should be over 25 years. So she'll be able to be mature to enough to handle life, anything that life throws at her.
I like that man. He's like 18 years, but no. I'm sure you all agree with at least one of them. Yeah? At least one of them. Maybe the other guy or the one that said, after 25. The first one who said above 18, right, is a gradual process. For me, I feel like, I wanted liberty from my parents from as soon as I started working for myself. And I started working from the age of 17. But I know how it is. Your baby is your baby until the person is 100 years old. I don't know what age would be appropriate for my daughter. I need to give birth to her first, then decide that. You all agree? Yes? No? I'm sure you do. But we'll waste no more time. Waiting right now in our waiting room is the one, the only good bad guy. Falz a bad guy. What's up, boy?
Be a good time. Nancy Isime Show. Celebrities and all the fun stuff. Nancy
Welcome back to the Nancy Isime Show. Before I went on my short break, I told you that I had backstage the one, the only bad guy in the whole wide world. I'm talking about none other but Falz a bad guy.
thank you.
Oh my gosh, it's so amazing to have you, Falz. Isn't it amazing, guys? Look at all the girls are blushing. I see you. Welcome to the show, Falz. How are you?
I'm very okay, thank you so much.
You are so stylish, you. I mean, look at how you came in dripping in swag.
Naturally, at least, anywhere that I go, they need to show.
Needs to show.
Yes, now.
So, what is the part of you that has to show? Is it the bad guy or is it just a stylish one? Or who has to show everywhere you go to?
Anytime that you observe me,
Yeah.
you need to know that royalty just enter the premises.
But,
I get you.
oh, so this is royalty.
Of course, now have a look
shit.
at it.
I love it. Now, Falz, you happen to be one of the funniest people I know. But when it comes to being serious, you also know how to go there. Your fourth album, called The Moral Instruction, has been receiving a lot of airplays. It's been receiving, I feel like next 10 to 20 years, it will still be that album that a lot of people talk about and have positive things to say. What really was the drive behind this album?
Well, what you just said, to be honest, the need to make that timeless sort of music. 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, we'll still be able to stand the test of time. Those sort of, or let me say that type of content is usually the most genuine sort of content. And the emotion portrayed on that album is genuinely what I think we are feeling right now as a people, all over the country, and even in other parts of the world. Right. That genuinely is the emotion that, a lot of people are feeling. And I just felt like I needed to portray that with music.
I'm curious to know what it's like in your house. You as a lawyer, your dad as a lawyer, or a son rather. Which one?
Yeah, SAN.
SAN, yes.
I'm still a lawyer, but
still a lawyer,
senior
but
advocate of Nigeria.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
And also an activist.
So is my mom.
So is your mom.
Yeah.
What is it like in your house? Do you guys all wear like white and black, when you come to dinner, like breakfast?
I think a lot of people imagine that in our house is like, oh, you wake up in the morning and then my dad is like, I put it to you that breakfast must be served.
According to section 1 of...
It's not that deep, okay?
Right.
Contrary to the sort of image that people see of my dad, as very radical, very, no-nonsense activist, he's a very chilled father. He's very relaxed and, in the house he's actually one of the funniest people I've ever known.
Wow.
Amazing sense of humor, such a funny person. And so is my mom. My mom is very, naturally very dramatic. I think maybe that's where that side of me.
The drama side.
Yeah. My mom, she's naturally, so it's usually very funny. That's the way I could put it.
Talking about the two sides of Falz, that's the actor. I can't really call you a comedian because you sort of have that blend. You just blended it softly, put it in there. But we can confidently say you're an actor and a musician. What actually made you say, let me just act? I know how it is. Now, people have seen your videos. They said, oh my God, look at this guy. Let me just quickly put him in one of our productions. But for you, what really was it?
Initially, I was just being a nuisance.
Yeah, right.
On the online, I was just being a nuisance.
Yeah, right.
And a lot of people that know me now, people that follow Falz the Bad Guy, a lot of them think that, I probably started off with comedy and then ventured into music, but no, that is not the case.
Up to music before.
It's actually the other way around.
Yep.
I was putting out music, I was dropping jams since 2009, and I was putting out stuff, but people were listening, but it wasn't, I hadn't blown.
Yeah.
So maybe just myself, my family members,
That knew you, and your friends.
Yeah, my friend.
Your neighbors.
We are the only one listening to the music. But I think 2014, 15/16 was when I started to bring out the rascally character, the Ras guy that people see. And I think social media played a huge part in that.
Of course.
That, I think, was the turning point. And it was at that point that a lot of people started seeing, all these skits, all these funny videos on Instagram mainly and on YouTube as well.
LOB.
Thank you very much.
remember
The
that.
LOB series.
Y'all remember that, right? LOB. Yeah. Even before it came into the music, you started saying that LOB.
Yeah.
I want to take you something about Valentine.
Yes, of course now.
I remember.
Of course. No, it's compulsory. At least every now and then I need to contact Babe and express my affection to her.
As you were saying.
So, it was at that point in time that, a lot of people started seeing that this guy is actually a very crazy person. And funny enough, I think the first thing I did was a film called Couple of Days.
Yeah.
I think that was the first film-related thing I did. And then shortly after that, Funke Akindele, big shout out to Funke Akindele, by the way.
Yeah.
She, such an amazing, such a hard worker. At that point in time, she had reached out to me that she had an idea for a new series that was coming up called Jennifer's Diary, which is now probably the most watched thing on TV.
Yes, it is.
And she wanted me in it. And I was like, okay, sounds interesting. Let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And apart from the film Couple of Days, this was like the first, or let me say, this was the only other thing that I had done that was film related. And this got me an AMVCA award for Best Actor in a Comedy.
Yes.
Yo.
Just look at that. Look at that sweet boy.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Falz, do you think you ever run for any political seat?
Gang, gang.
Yeah.
Gang, gang, gang.
Gang.
Tung, tung, tung. These are the ginger people.
I tell you.
I will not go and run now, 2 votes.
Not possible, I can assure you. But would you?
No. On a serious note, though, I like you said, to be honest, I've never really for once thought about it or said, I want to run for so position at so time. But it's just genuine concern. It's out of genuine concern for the state of affairs. Everything is just all over the place, man. Like, sometimes I just look around and I'm like, we're really in trouble as a country, and things are really upside down, and it's only a very tiny, minute percentage of the population that can say that they're enjoying life.
Right.
The majority of us are not really doing okay, and it's been like that for so long, but no one's really doing anything about it. So I just felt like, at least at the time I was making music related to this, I just felt like it was time to really, really talk about it. And that's the reason why I've shown a lot more interest in that.
So you never think maybe in the next 5 years it might pop up? Because to even do better is not just to sing about it. You might have to jump in and also do something about it.
I agree with you. I feel you on that. And I completely and utterly respect people that have, even up until this point, stood up to actually go on and try to do something. Banky W, for example, big shout outs to him. I think we should make some noise for him. Yeah. I feel like as young people, we talk about it every day, like, enough is enough. We're tweeting from where we are, we're posting on Instagram, but not enough people are actually doing more than that. But he stood up and he actually made significant headway at the elections, and his performance was surprisingly good. Also looking at the fact that he's barely started off like 3 months before.
Yeah.
So imagine what more time, more momentum, more work can help him gather. So I was very impressed with that. And so I think I do agree with you that at some point in time we would need to do a lot more than just talking.
Amazing. You have been likened to Fela. Legendary Fela. How does it feel? Is it flattery to you?
Hey, it's a lot. It's a lot of prayer. Okay. It's his shoes. I don't know if his shoes can ever be filled. And I don't want anyone to sort of compare me to him, because he's a different kind of icon. Like, he's incomparable. Is that the correct English? But I don't want to bow down now.
You just might be, but I'm the wrongest person to ask.
Somebody help me to search it on Google. Okay?
I think it's incomparable. You're right.
Yeah, like it's and he's definitely one of my one of the people that I really look up to in sort of the way that he was an idol, an icon, and he was such a selfless person.
Right.
And I definitely look up to him, but to compare me to him, I think is a bit too much.
Should be too much,
Yeah.
right? I don't think so. I think you're up to the task. You probably will even do better. Do you guys think so?
Thanks so much.
Now, Falz, talking about women. Who is the special woman in your life?
Personally, what's happening? What's happening? Are you having coke?
What? I don't have that. We want to know, don't we? Yes. What's your relationship status right now?
I'm single.
You're single. Are you single to stupor? Or the stupor has been removed? Which
No,
one?
single to stupor.
Still single to stupor?
In fact, so
Wow.
so sad.
Ladies, is that a good sign?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
I'm available. Please contact me.
Let's talk about Inidima Okoje.
Oh wow, what
Now,
about
Ini
that?
is my friend. One time you posted a picture with Ini, and a lot of comments came under. I mean, it's normal. People post picture. People are posting picture with me, and like, Nancy, you. I've had ridiculous comments when I get posted up. But yes, some comments, and you say sweetest babe. And on that comment, I think some people went there. There was just one reply where, but sweetest babe. Can you define sweetest babe?
I'm sweating. As I'm like, I'm sweating.
Look, you're always there. Like, look at that again. That's come on.
Just the normal smiley, just love struck. Yeah, just something
Are you
live.
love struck? I know probably you're. I mean, is Ini your ideal kind of woman?
Wow, gang.
Yeah. We want to know who your ideal kind of woman is.
Ini is a very beautiful woman.
Yes, she is.
Hence my comments.
Uh-huh.
I said sweetest babe,
Yeah.
and I put a
Yeah.
few love struck smileys out there. She's a good friend of mine, and she's a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll leave it there.
Yes. I mean, and sometimes you come in my comments as well and also drop.
Yeah, I also
some
dropped love struck in your
Yeah, so I
comments.
just hope that nobody will go and research this and be like, Falz, what's up with Nancy? But it's good to know that you're single to stupor. I see the ladies in the house that, y'all better go and, block him when he comes out. You know what I mean? We need a celebrity marriage from this show. Can I get an amen? Amen. Okay, well, thank you very much for sharing. It's good to know. I mean, we'll be looking forward to knowing who the bae is.
Stay tuned. Watch out.
Watch it.
Yeah.
On Falz the Bad Guy TV.
Yeah.
We will definitely do so. Stay with us. We're going to go on a short break, and when we come back, Falz and I will be playing some really, 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 really interesting game. If you're wondering what it's about, let me see if I should tell you. No. Stay with me. I'll be right back.
It's gonna be a good time. Nancy Isime Show. Celebrities and all the fun stuff.
DJ, drop it. Yo, man, West Coast, East Coast. Yo, East Coast, West Coast, man. Yo, I'm about to murder you. I will kill you. Me and my crew, we are the best. Look at your jackets, like Niger version of Matrix. No, but the ABBA made one. Thank you.
Oh, better!
Gangsta,
Yes.
gangsta stuff.
My name is Nancy Isime. Nancy Isime. Look at Falz. Look at his shirt. Look his trouser. Look at his shoe. Look his hat. His chain. And his wristwatch. And his bracelet. That's all I have to say.
Yo, I'm so gangsta. Hey, yo, man. Anybody in the house feel me, yo? Nancy, you don't have any street credibility. Anything, no illegibility. Yeah, and you look like somebody that their mess used to smell.
That is it. I dare not. Between Falz and I, Georginas and judges. The time of truth is here. And I know that you people will come through for me, Abby. If it's for me, let me hear you say yeah. No problem. If it's for Falz, let me hear you say yeah.
Anything I talk, make you talk am again. Anything I talk, make you talk am again. Brother, put this shout finish. We don't see her for God. We don't see her for God. Election on the come, then go need your support.
That is it for myself and Falz. Actually, for Falz, just. He's been an amazing guest, hasn't he been? Yeah. How's a bad guy, everybody? Leaves us. As you know, it's our tradition. We like to surprise them and give them a little something from our friends at Moet and Shagdon. Please come on stage.
I hope it's money.
It's money. Bring the money on stage.
What is this magic? I need that magic.
All the clothes you dey wear, you be chassis. This your cat work, be like you dey practice. You be too sad, you be ruthless. I dey treat you, and now you be too fresh.
We present you this mini bottle. Look at what is on it. We have a little something. That's what makes it special.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, show the camera.
Customize and stuff. Wow.
Yeah.
I love it.
Thank you for
so
loving
much.
it. Thank
Big
you so
shout out
much
to you.
for coming. A round of applause for Falz, guys.
Make some more!
Bad guys in the gym. I told you I'm the life for the party. Why your guys when they try, could leave that be? Beating head don't go, make me up to hack. So I me them side, Sholo Maggie. Mommy see, I know be little spender. I got a shitload of that legal tender. I'm thinking how we met is not coincidental.
And on that note, I say thank you, everybody. First to my amazing audience for being amazing as always. Be very patient. And to DJ X, thank you. Well done. To those behind, around the camera. And lastly but not least, to my beautiful viewers at home, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for making it a date with us. Please make it a date with us again. Same time, same place. Until I see you again, don't forget to keep smiling, keep your head up, and stay positive. We love you.
It's gonna be a good time.